It's ADMW Winter Special. I'm Koshade, and I'm bringing you in this awesome game. We're nearing the end of the tournament here, and it's between Keejchen and Jacksmack. And I just wanted to say I'm actually really excited to see this game because both players, very different play style, and both of them very successful. Really shows that there's no one true way to play Mage Wars. When I see these two players play, and think about just how good they both are. Um, so anyway, it looks like we're going to be starting this game off. Let's see, 38-9. What is it? Yeah, Raxian Warlock for Jacksmack, and for Keejchen running the Wizard. Now I know Jacksmack has used Raxian for pretty much ever. I've seen him play this for a long time. He's really good with the Araxian, and with the new expansions that have come out, I actually don't think the Araxian has been explored enough with the new expansions. So I'm curious to see what he's going to bring to the table here. And when it comes to Keejchen and his wizard, well, I mean, elemental wizard perhaps. I know he runs a really mean, sort of unpredictable wizard in that sense, but he could be doing something different. Again, like both of these mages, I actually think we haven't seen enough Academy stuff shoved into these guys to actually, in previous tournaments, to actually see what they're capable of. But, I mean, there's a ton of stuff they can do with Wizard otherwise. And they're going to reset. Let's give me 1 second, guys. 2 seconds. Okay. Alright, guys. Well, it looks like it was Keejchen that decided to go first. So that is actually going to be really good for him because he decides to play the Gate of Voltari. And Gate of Voltari, of course, is an awesome first play when you're a wizard and you have initiative because you're going to probably gain 2 mana. If you don't, and you're probably just going to win because you're probably going to win. I mean, unless he has like a Adrammelech and then he can Mana Crystal turn 2 Adrammelech, which I don't think is a good play against a wizard. Oh, but he's going to double move. Okay, that's actually really interesting. So, that's probably the best way you can counter with the cards in his hand. And the Arcane Ring coming out for Keejchen. I don't like Arcane Ring, but I know people do. That's all I'll say about Arcane Ring. So, actually, I like Jacksmack's counter to this. He's just going to double move, and he's going to play Battleforge. So what this is going to do is going to mean that the Gate of Voltari can't actually spawn anything round 2. Pretty sweet play by Jack there. And not to mention he did double move. This is a heavy indicator that you're going to see some sort of aggressive play. You might see a Blood Demon, you might see a Dark Pact Slayer, or you might see some sort of just cheetah speed, double move, that sort of thing. Don't really know. But Jacksmack saying no Voltaric. You know, like sometimes, you know, you might just see a fireball. Jack having 20 mana, this is actually a really dangerous thing for Keejchen, especially since it's Jack's initiative. Is it Jack's initiative? Nope. I'm sorry. It's the other way around. Blue and purple. Weird. It's actually really interesting that he passed first quick cast then, because that means that he might have planned to do the double move Battleforge. So, this is actually something really close that you would see just from the core set of Mage Wars. Like, this sort of thing of, like, a Battleforge and, like, a solo or maybe one dude Warlock versus a Gates of Voltari Wizard. This plays out in a ton of really interesting ways, and I will say in the beginning of Mage Wars, the Warlock had a lot of advantages from buffing up. I'm curious to see what Keejchen is going to bring, and how this sort of specific scenario plays out, because this is really cool. I'm digging this a lot, actually. Yeah, so not activating Voltaic Shield means that Keejchen thinks he's very safe. And the Ring of Curses comes out for Jack. So we're probably going to see Magebane. You know, that sort of thing. I mean, Ghoul Rat's always a good choice. Enfeeble can actually do some crazy stuff. And I'm curious if we're going to see a harmonized out of Keejchen, just because Jack is kind of indicating that he may not be willing to cast 2 spells around, um, which kind of really stinks if you're going for a blue gremlin kind of build. Yep, there's the Mage Ming going down. This is a great move to do when you have initiative. Just because if they have the Dispel, you just basically gained a damage off of an even trade, spellbook-wise and mana-wise. And if they don't have a Dispel, then you might get 2 damage or more. And once you get more than 2 damage on it, this is just ridiculously good. And the Windward Wyvern Hide coming out. Windward Wyvern, I actually disagree with here. Like, I get it if he wants to do like Afraid of Gate, Wall of Thorns and Force Push, or Jetstream, I should say. But I don't think it's better than Stormdraker Hide right now. I've seen some Warlocks run lightning spells just because they want something ethereal to kill, and I actually think Stormdrake is just better in this case. But, I mean, win -3, yeah, it's still not bad. Surcerix coming down for Jacksmack. So that could indicate either attack spells or curses. This could kind of go either way. I really like this guy, actually, but against someone with Arcane Zap? I don't know. I'm not sure about this yet. 2 more mana go on the Gate of Voltari, and it looks like Keejchen was just preparing all defense here. The Wind Wyvern, and this is probably a Rhino Hide, a Brace Yourself, Glancing Blow, one of those spells. And we're going to be moving on to the next stage. So Surcerix is really interesting here because so like a bunch of the stuff that Wizard can pull out of that gate has regenerate, such as the Hydra or the Gorgon Archer. So Poison Blood is a good choice to cast off of Surcerix. Firestream, Flame Blast, those get him kind of close to the action, but at the same time it can be a good way to use his action and his mana to get extra damage. Assuming you're following it up with a aggressive Warlock. But Fireballs are just, I mean, depending on what creatures come out, Fireballs may do something, but it may not. Like I could see Surcerix being good if he uses Flame Blast to get rid of gremlins. Although I kind of like the idea of Elemental One Flame Blast more to save you the points. Really depends on his card count, which Jacksmack's rolling with 56 cards after the ones in the field. Keejchen has 58. So they have a ton of cards in their books. Yeah, from the chat, Shark, he's saying that Surcerix lets you cast the curses without triggering the gate. That's a very good point. So, I mean, if that lets him cast 0 or 1 spell a turn out of his mage, then that's actually pretty important. I mean, a Battleforged Surcerix means that he could probably spend all of his mana and doesn't even have to worry about his quick cast. It would be interesting to see something like that. And the Blue Gremlin comes out, and I was actually wondering if he was running Swarms or if he was going to go for like the Gorgon, and I think both would have been appropriate in this case. And the Pants coming out for Jack. Now, the Gremlin's actually really dangerous, in my opinion, to run against the Araxian. Enchantress Wardstone. So we're going to see a curse-heavy and probably also buff the mage with bear strength and stuff like that type of book out of Jacksmack, which, if you don't know how to deal with it, it's really strong. Even if you do know how to deal with it, it's scary. And when Mageddon comes out. Ooh. Mageddon is an awesome play. Love that card. I'll talk about the Blue Gremlin and why I think it's weird against Araxian in a second. Okay, so Mageddon's going to come out, and this... Oh yeah, he finishes action phase. So this card is actually a you're damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. 2 mana going out of the gate, by the way. Because And that's for Keejchen, because basically he can either try and kill Mageddon and end up wasting a ton of mana on it in spell points, or he can ignore it, and he's got this 5 dice attack spell basically hitting whatever it wants because it's elusive every round. Granted, it did cost life for Jack, but I don't think Jack really cares. I mean, he has so much life to start with, I don't think it's a big deal. Oh, the Mana Siphon comes out. This is actually a really good play against the Araxian because he generally doesn't have anything in school to deal with it, and the stuff he does have in school are creatures, and the Arcane Zap will mean that you benefit even more out of that. So that's going to bring his channeling down to 7, so he's only channeling 9 in this whole thing. Looks like the curse item is going to go out for a Sorcerix on that Wind Wyvern, just trying to reduce his armor as much as possible. I don't actually know if cursed item's good against Wizard. I guess we'll find out. But in school dispel is kind of what you want when you're dealing with this kind of thing, and I don't know. I just don't think this is a good play. Also, Wind Wyvern, he might have just another one. But I mean, it's weird because it's an action off of Sorcerix. So it's versus an action off the mage, so that's an interesting trade there. Yeah, so let's see. He's probably going to remove one of these guys. He has to. I didn't know you had to. I thought you could. And there's a curse item, and Keejchen's going to take the damage. So, I mean, that's an extra 4 damage he took, 2 off the mage main last round, and then the curse item. So he's looking at 6 right now. That's actually starting to add up. He does have 3 in the gate, so that is good. You can cast something. And this Mana Siphon, I'm not sure if this is the right play. The action's... Well, I guess the action's not going to happen right now because of Mageddon. But I guess we'll see right now. Because what, it cost him 11 mana with the ring. So basically, do we have 5 to 6 rounds of chill time? I don't know. I don't think Jack's going to deal with it. He might have a mage staff, but I doubt it. I mean, he might. So let's talk really quick about the Araxian versus the Blue Gremlin. So one of the advantages you have of playing the Araxian, it's super unique to just Araxian, is the Curse Rise Again. So basically you cast it on a creature, and then when they die, you reveal the curse, you get the creature back, and then you get Rise Again back. So basically you're spending 3 spell points that you can reuse, so that you can kind of, in a way, get a quick cast summon for the Araxian. And the Gremlin's like one of the perfect choices, because it can have fast. So even though it comes back slow as a zombie, you can have fast by just spending a mana. On top of that, he has a defense, and you know all the good things Gremlins have. It's actually one of the better creatures to have it on, and it only costs you 4 mana to get it out. And the fact that you can just keep reusing that, if you have something like your opponent casts 3 or 4 Gremlins, and you make them all into zombie Gremlins, you can have these little awesome dudes that just kind of kick ass. So I mean, yeah, they're slow, but you can gain fast, and that's kind of the bad trade-off there. But for 4 mana and a quick cast, it's totally worth it. That's kind of why I don't like Mageddon as much in the Araxian, because Rise Again doesn't work as well. But I don't think it's necessarily bad. And the second Enchantress Ward Stone comes out. This is a really cool play from Jack. I'm guessing we're going to keep seeing the direct damage come onto him, the Keejchen. And, now it's going to cost an extra 2, so this curse item is going to cost him 10 mana to dispel. That's a lot. And that can kind of make up the difference, the fact that he's siphoned pretty quickly. So just kind of interesting thing there. And by the way, Keejchen isn't casting anything off this gate. I thought that was very interesting. He might be saving up for A Gorgon Archer. I would guess. I mean, jellies aren't bad here, although the direct damage from fire is pretty terrible to have to deal with. And let's see. So it's Keejchen's turn. So this little blue gremlin, he can do a lot. And if you notice, Sistrix didn't have anything on him. That was really smart. Jack just knew he didn't have any mana. We're going to see a zap here. I'm not sure if I agree with this. I think maybe he should have moved in the gremlin first, because now he's just going to move away. Regardless, he got 2 damage out, which that's not bad. We're going to see a run from Jack. This is starting to be scary here. The run from Jack means a whole lot of stuff. It means he's in range of the lash. He could be going after the gate, but I doubt it. And yeah, it's interesting to choose Ran. He can still spend 1 mana, and he can, since this teleports, he can still get over here and attack. If he wanted. I think to counter this curse item, he could just put on a regrowth belt. Yep, they got it. Yep, so he's going to do that. He's going to pay 1 mana, and so basically 1 armor against 3 dice, and very nice roll, getting 3 damage. It's not crazy damage, but pretty sweet. The Arcane Zap, of course, dealing a little bit above as well, so bringing Sistrix up to 9, or I'm sorry, 5 damage. And this is really smart. Sistrix is going to move in and just hit the mage. He's looking to sort of finish this out closer than not, and he does what he needs to do, and that is he gets the damage, he gets the burn. The burn's really what you want when you attack. And Keejchen's got to be careful. Sooner or later, he's going to be looking at 15, 16 damage if he's not careful, and that could be right around death range. Okay, so the Regrowth Belt is coming out for Keejchen, and yeah, he'll take Mage Bane damage, but it does counter the Curse item, which is a good way around it. Yeah, killing the Ward Stones is really tough to do, just because of that 4 armor. Like, unless you have, like, Critical Strike. Like, you can Critical Strike Blue Gremlin, and it'll take him 2 hits. And it looks like the burn's going to deal 0 damage. A little unfortunate there. And it's going to be upkeep. 5 mana on the Gate of Voltari. 2 on Sistrix and 2 on the Battleforge. I don't know if Jack should prep a spell in Sistrix here. 2 armor and 4 damage left. I mean, a good attack spell can take it out. I guess I probably would. And just do some level 1 curse. Because, sorry from the chat. Because, I mean, I think if you did a level 1 curse, you can incentivize like him to do some level 2 attack spell. But Sharkbait's saying from the chat, Jack kind of sacrifices Sistrix. Yeah, I think he was just decided that because of the Blue Gremlin, there's no way Sistrix is going to get away from anything. So he just kind of was like, I might as well get as much damage as possible out. It's unfortunate the burns didn't do anything, but I think it was the best play you could do there. And that's the problem with Sistrix, is I feel like he has like a really good little burst, and then he doesn't do anything. And I guess without the Gremlin, it wouldn't have been as bad. Because basically, he wouldn't have had to worry about getting more damage. Yeah, because I mean, 3 dice piercing 1 is still only like 2 damage every round against Sistrix, and if you keep him at range 2, you can just keep laying on the curses. Which, I mean, there's tons of stuff to curse. Curse the ring. And they're going to be thinking for a second, so I'm just going to cut it here. Alright, so we're going to be going on to the next thing. Mana Worm coming out. Awesome card for Keejchen out of the gate. Costing him 0 mana because he had 5 in the gate. And the Leather Belt. Interesting choice for Jacksmack to do the belt first. Not wanting to do anything with his hands or his feet when it comes to leather. That also takes up his belt slots, so he's not going to want to be doing any sort of Iron Vine or Regrowth or Vet Belt. Shenanigans. Nothing was prepped in Surserix. But Keejchen's just gonna play it safe and just Arcane Zap it anyway. He rolls 3 damage, gets 1 through, so it's gonna be a total of 1 damage and then 1 damage from Mageman. And the Cure's Favor getting revealed, and it's gonna go down to 0 damage now. It's a little unfortunate there. And he does have Gloves of Skill. I'm sorry, that wasn't a Cure's Favor. That's Gloves of Skill. Does he have a Cure's Favor? Because he could roll again. That'd be awesome. Yeah, from the chat, I think this happened pretty fast, but I think instead of double moving from Jack's Mage, Surserix moving down 1 may not have been a bad option. Regardless, Blue Gremlin's going to come in. He's going to try to lay the hurt on. And he gets 4 damage. That's enough. Nice hit from that Gremlin. I mean, he did roll that Arcane Zap and got 0, but... You know, the dice are kind of even in that sense, but that was a really good hit from the Gremlin. And this is kind of what makes the Gremlin annoying, is that he just is kind of always where you need him to be, and he's just always, like, getting that little bits of damage out. And he's easily my favorite Arcane creature, even if he's not really the best. Fishing for Nullify is my guess. Casting Ignite. And the Nullify is going to get revealed, and if we see an enchantment go down... Yep. That's exactly what he's trying to do. He's just trying to fish for the Nullify with the Ignite. If there is no Ignite... I'm sorry. If there is no... Oh, but then he chose to curse item. Interesting. Huh. So, I thought he was going to curse the mage again with like a Kuat or something, but instead he cursed itemed. So that's going to even out the Regrowth Belt, which means it's taking 2 extra damage from that other curse item. So generally what you want to do with Ignite is, if it goes through, then you're like, sweet, get a burn. But if it doesn't, and the Nullify gets revealed, then you're like, lay on the curses. And the optimum time to do that is exactly right here, where they have no actions left. And, well, he had an action left there. But where you can have end quick cast and first quick cast when it's your initiative to get 2 things down. Yeah, that's kind of what I was like, that's interesting he chose the curse item. Maybe just wanted to do that, but I think that the punch might have been better. I don't actually know. Disperse going down on curse item. That was a good choice. Saves him the 2 mana, so one of these Ward Stones gets cancelled out. And 8 mana for not taking 2 damage is kind of a premium right now. Yeah, it's canceling this out, but in a lot of ways this is already canceled out. Maybe he moved down because of the Mana Worm, which, if you've ever fought a swarm of Mana Worms and haven't dealt with them, they're really annoying, which this could be something that happens. Yeah, just so we all know, the spell, I don't believe, resolved. So it doesn't get a mana. It was countered. I don't think it resolves. I actually need to look that up. Yep, I'm pretty sure Jack's right. Let me actually look that up really quick, because I don't know if countering counts. I actually never run into this problem. That's really interesting, because I've seen Nullify all the time. Alright, let's do this. So 30. Alright, and we're back. Yeah, for anyone wondering, because of the Ignite and the Nullify cancels it as in the counter step. It doesn't actually resolve. So you don't get that extra mana on the Gate of Voltari. That's why it doesn't have 3. And that's a really interesting move. So I'm thinking what he did is, if we see a curse come down in the first quick cast, I'm thinking that he did that because he wanted to get the curse item out, for one, but I think because of the upkeep. But now, yeah, it looks like But now he gets the chance to curse him. So he did do the double curse. It just wasn't quite how the nullify worked. The Poison Blood coming out. This is the next counter he has to Regrowth Belt. And I'm guessing he's avoiding mass enchantments because maybe he just doesn't want a purge. Which, Keejchen doesn't really have the mana to do anything like that. But it's something to worry about when you get 3 more enchantments. Especially Ghoul-Rot, Magebane, Poison Blood. And, you don't have to do Purge. You could do Remove Curse. I guess you could do Purify for some of those. Which is an interesting note. He's going to enchant himself here. That could be a ton of stuff. It's probably Nullify. And Mageddon is live, just so everyone knows. He's able to do the damage. Yeah, Shark from the chat saying, yeah, the Wardstone's mean purge probably isn't happening. Yeah, he'd have to save up a ton of mana and channeling. Which, I mean, if you just punch an Arcane Zap for a while, you can do it. But, yeah, I know what you mean. It's a little weird. And there's a lot of thinking going on here. The gate, just so everyone knows, up to 3 mana now. Jack's going to pass. This is a smart move. I would probably... Ugh. How do you deal with this? Oh, he's going to move the worm first. Interesting. I don't know if I would have done that. Just because I feel like any chance that one of these mages, or the mage or the demon moves into range here, then you at least get this 1 damage off. And yeah, we're going to see a full retreat from Jack. He's laid down his curses. He's dealing some damage every round. So he's just saying, you're going to come to me because I have Mageddon back here and I want you to step into this realm. And this is a tough choice for Keejchen. He's just going to retreat. I don't think this is a bad move. Interesting. So he brings out Hand of Bim. He has a Poison Blood revealed on him. So he has to deal with that before he can start getting the healing down. But he's kind of laid the groundwork so he can start healing. And Mageddon's going to do the double move. Smart move for Mageddon. I would consider paying that 1 mana to go this way. Magebane from Bim. I'll make sure he does it. And he's going to go in and deal 1 damage. There it is. Peace out, Shark. Alright, we're going to go to the upkeep phase. So, Keaton's at 11 mana. Really tough on what to do properly here. I'm guessing taking care of Poison Blood is a good move. Now that Mageddon's here, we're going to see some missiles come his way. Does he deal with Mageddon? That's really tough. Yeah, because you got to do a whole lot of stuff to take care of Mageddon. And, I mean, we only see 2 armor out for Jacksmack. He's got 2 in the Battleforge, though. So, I mean, feasibly, the Gremlin could start doing some damage there. This is a lot of hard choices. I'll be right back, guys. Back to this. So, we got a deployment phase going on. And Keejchen's not going to deploy anything out of his gate. Interesting. We're seeing mana investment. An Enchanter's Ring come out for Jack. Guessing he wants to try and spend as little mana as possible, so he just wanted to bring this out now. With the Mana Siphon, if he can try and get a channeling every round, 2 of them from his Battleforge, so he didn't spend any mana to cast it, it could be worth it. And we're going to see Keejchen immediately bolt to the left. And he just wants to put as much distance between Mageddon and himself as possible. He casts the Leather, which I think the Leather is a good choice right now. That armor is going to actually help him quite a bit. Going up to 3 armor, that is. And Mageddon's going to just double move to the left, or to the right. And this is kind of an interesting shuffle that we're seeing out of this. Because it's interesting that he chose not to move up. Make sure there's no Gorgon Archer, that sort of thing. But instead he's choosing to guard the mage. I'm curious what this Gremlin's going to do. And let's find out. If he takes a Battleforge, I think it's kind of a waste. Then again, attacking the mage could be super dangerous, so maybe this is just the best move. I mean, he gets 3 damage out of it. That's actually really good. He only needs 2 more. And this worm could feasibly kill it. It's like a 1/6 chance. 6th chance. And now this is going to be a big move for Jack. He has 10 mana, so he can land some curses. We could see some attacks come out. Attack spells on Keejchen probably isn't a good idea right now because he has the Voltaic Shield active. But yeah, if he's going to do the curses, that's where it's at. The Enchanter's Ring is out, so it would actually be interesting to see him buff himself or buff Mageddon, because either one of them is a solid choice. The Nullify does get revealed, so the Rust that Jack was trying to cast is unfortunately countered. Which Rust is kind of a brutal one to lose, because that's a level 2 spell for Jack. Usually you want to use it on something like Chains of Agony or Agony itself. Seeing Tentacles coming out, it's going to roll 0 damage. It's unfortunate, but it rolls max damage, which is pretty cool. The guy at the Battleforge, he's like, you can't mana. What's his deck? Stinging Tentacles me. I'm the guy at the Battleforge. I have 4 armor. And looks like this can be the other round. Yep. And so the gate has 5 mana on it. I'm sensing a Gorgon Archer, but I could be wrong. The jelly wouldn't be terrible. I don't know if I'd like to see more mana worms. That would just be kind of not good right now. Blue Gremlins would be weird. I don't know. Regardless, Keejchen's going up to 18 damage, and that's really scary. Jacksmack's at 15 mana right now. That's 2 good fire attack spells. Can quickly make this up to 20, the upper 20s, which is right around death range, and especially with Mageddon, it's really scary. So I would be very careful right now if I were Keejchen. He really needs to figure out how he's going to deal with these curses, because it's really dangerous where he is right now. And I'm just going to keep saying it's dangerous. Danger, danger! I'll be right back. Alright. Going back into the game. Looks like we're going to see the Gauntlets of Strength, which means we're probably going to see a pretty beefy Warlock come in. And these lower level equipment is really good. Equipment's so tough to counter right now that it's very safe to do this sort of stuff and not just kind of be screwed. Looks like Mageddon is going to get enchanted. Okay, cool. So he does the Demonic Bloodlust, which is basically like a sweet bear strength for Dark Mages. And he's going to go right in for the Mage. And it has Piercing 1 on it. So it's 7 dice. He rolls 7 damage. He ticks off the Voltaic Shield. and he gets 2 damage through after rolling 7 damage. Pretty good attack. This is kind of like the best you could have hoped for when it comes to this sort of thing. I mean, I guess you could do better, but typically, I guess this is what you'll see. Not the best. So I'm curious to see what we're going to see out of the wizard. Nothing came out of this gate, which means Keejchen's saving his mana for something. Because there's a whole lot of stuff he could have done. I like the idea if he's saving up. Looks like he's going to put on a mage wand. If he's saving up for some sort of mass dispel kind of thing, whatever it's going to be, this could be a minor heal, and he could be planning on getting rid of the poison blood. It could be heal. He's going to target the poison blood, so he is going to get rid of that, and it looks like there's a dispel on this mage wand. Arcane ring, of course, gets applied. So then he's immediately going to heal 1 for the ADMW. So, at least it took care of the Mage Bane, the ADMW, but he's still at 21 damage out of 32. And Jack's at 10 mana right now. He's going to enchant Keejchen again. If that's another poison blood, that's going to be really unfortunate. That's another 2 damage is going to come after him. And Keejchen's really got to figure out how to not take as much damage if that's going to be the case. The Battleforge, arguably, the Gremlin should and the Worm should try to take it out. The Gremlin moving into attack just isn't worth it, in my opinion, especially since you're going to need that mana. He does get a damage through, so he has to hope for 1 crit out of the Mana Worm, which, I mean, out of 2 dice, statistically he'll probably get it. I mean, probably, it's slightly less probable, but, I guess he doesn't get it. There's that less probable. Okay. Battleforge is still standing. It's really unfortunate. I don't think the Gremlin moving in should have... I don't think that would have changed much here. And the chance of taking out the Battleforge could change actually quite a bit. What I would actually like to see out of Keejchen right now, as weird as it sounds, is some sort of wall here. So let's talk about Demonic Lust, guys. We've seen kind of better, quote-unquote, bear strengths come out for both the Dark and Holy School, but they all have restrictions. By the way, hey Hale, how you doing? I'll talk about this sort of stuff in a second. I'm sorry, I'll talk about this in a second. So it looks like Keejchen is going to choose not to pay the 2 damage. So his Wind Wyvern does get countered. Theft of Life does get revealed. So he's going to regenerate just 1, but he doesn't take any damage. But he does regenerate 1. And Jack's not any damage, doesn't heal 1 from this, but this is actually a really cool play out of Jack. I'm curious if he doesn't have a 3rd Poison Blood, and that's why he chose to do this. But regardless, he did manage to go down to 20. I mean, he still has 1 armor. So, I mean, this Piercing 1 is just going to go right through him. So he's really got to figure out how he's going to deal with this. And let's talk about that. So, Holy Dark, they both got their own version of like a bear strength, but better, but worse in a lot of ways. So Demonic Bloodlust, it is a curse, which for the Araxian, that's perfect. Basically, if Mageddon died, he'd get Demonic Bloodlust back, which you can't argue with that. It works on non-mage creatures, so technically it works on non-living, as long as they're not psychic immune, because it's a psychic subtype, which is actually pretty versatile versus a bear strength. Costs the same as bear strength. Of course, it doesn't work in the mage, but you get the piercing 1 on top of the 2 extra dice. Unfortunately, you have to attack whatever's damaged, so that's kind of unfortunate. But at the same time, like as you can see in situations like this, all you're doing is paying for a bear strength, but you're also getting piercing, and that's not bad. So of course, if one of these guys gets damaged and Mageddon's in that zone, and then Keejchen just moves out, then Mageddon would have to attack one of these guys because of Bloodlust. But so it's kind of weird like that. But with cards like Lesser Teleport coming out, you can sort of work around that so you can get that extra piercing. And when does it matter? It matters in cases like this when he has 1 armor. You know, this guy has 1 armor. This guy has 1 armor. Like that extra piercing on top of that extra melee 2 you're getting is important. It happens quite a bit. Um, and the same thing with Knight's Courage from Holy. I was talking about the Holy. Has like a version of Bear Strength. It only works in the highest cost creature. So it would be kind of weird in this game because it would work against a Blue Gremlin or Mageddon. But it's kind of weird because cost to creatures get kind of wonky when it comes to familiars versus what you want to actually attack versus what you don't. So I actually like Demonic Bloodlust the most, and then I like Bear Strength, and then I like Knight's Courage, but I like them all a lot. Like they're all just kind of great in their own way. And of course, the Knight's Courage only works on Knights. Bear Strength works on living, whereas Demonic Bloodlust works on non-mage creatures that are not psychic immune. So, like, Bear Strength, I honestly, like, Bear Strength is probably tied with Demonic Bloodlust in my head, but at the same time, especially for the Uraxian, I would probably go with Demonic Bloodlust, especially when you're running Mageddon or Darkpack Slayers, or Blood Demon, which Blood Demon is one of the best options, like 100% of the time. Anyway, Hale, I'll get to what you're saying. After this round, we see the Lash come out for Jack from his Battleforge, and the Lash is awesome. It's basically like you get a Flame Blast, or a Fire Stream, whatever you want to call it. It's like a mixture of those two in a melee attack. This is like a very classic set. Don't see any Fire Shaper rings, and you have to replace something. I don't think he really cares. He's just looking to get the burns. And he's going to roll 6 dice with this, so that's pretty good. I'll get to the questions about Demonic Bloodlust in a second here. So he's going to go after the Magebane. This is a really smart move. He's going to take that extra damage. And yeah, he's paying extra 4 because of the Ward Stones. And Magebane's one of those spells that you take 2, you take 3 even, because you always end up on top. Probably 2. I don't see taking 3 as a reasonable thing. He still has the Theft, so that regrowth is going to still matter. But he'll basically net 2 because he's healing 3 with the Hand of him every round. And it looks like he's going to recurse him. This could be a Magebane, this could be a Ghoul this could be a ton of stuff. It could be a Poison Blood, but I'm kind of thinking he's out of those. And we're seeing an enchant. Oh, we're seeing a teleport go down. Paying 6 mana. So yeah, this is, I was calling him the Seeker Missile. That's kind of what Shark kind of calls him. The Seeker Missile is basically he's elusive, so he's just going to always find the target. And casting the teleport was a really good move. Think about it this way, he spent 6 mana, and now he's getting this 7 dice piercing 1 attack off. I think it's worth it in that case. Granted, it's 4 spellbook points, but in this type of situation, it's worth those points to get the damage through. Yeah, Gremlin attacking this. He just wants to finish it off. I don't know if it's going to help him right now. Also, I think attacking the Mage isn't really helping. Oh, no. Oh, he can't get a crit for his life, man. Battleforge guy don't care. Alright, and we're seeing Mageddon go in. So the Voltaic Shield is going to be active here, and he's against 1 armor, piercing 1, so he's going to get 4 damage through after rolling, and he's just rolling average every time. Very nice. 4 damage, that puts Keejchen up to 24. Ugh. A good fireball, man. You could be done. Gremlin's going to just be like, alright, Battleforge guy, I will finish you off, because my worthless Mana Worm pet does nothing. But we love the Mana Worm anyway. That's the end of the round. So going back, And regrowth 2, theft of life 1, so he's going to basically go down to 23. Still in fireball range. Well, not quite. No, he's a little outside of fireball range. But double fireball, which, I mean, he's at 7 mana, so he can't even cast one fireball, unfortunately. But Mageddon and a Flame Blast seems reasonable. I don't know if he can actually kill him this round, but you can certainly make him hurt a lot with the burns and stuff. 11 mana on that gate. I guess now would be the time to bring out the heals. Although that could be a Poison Blood and he's expecting a heal. Nope, it's a Ghoul Route. This is a great move. This is going to take 2 more damage. Put him at 25-7 damage away. This Mageddon could just kill him right here. Alright, let's talk more about Demonic Blows, because I actually love talking about this card. From the comment stands. Hail. Don't forget Bear Strength works on everything. The biggest downside is Demonic Bloodlust. It doesn't work in conjurations, non-living, or undamaged creatures. That's actually really valid. Yeah, that extra 2 damage, the versatility of what you can attack to get that, is really nice. Just to note, you do still get the Piercing 1 with Demonic Bloodlust. You don't have to attack a target that's living. So it's kind of like against Conjuration, melee 2 or Piercing 1. Obviously, Bear Strength is better in that case because you get the melee 2. Let's see. Why Demon Blood or Blood Demon over Dark Pack? So the reason why I would choose Demonic Bloodlust specifically for the Blood Demon is because he already has Bloodthirsty. So if you give him your Blood Reaper, you get more Bloodthirsty. And then if you give him Demonic Bloodlust, you get more Bloodthirsty. It kind of all syncs already. That being said, I think Dark Pack is still a fine choice. I would actually just choose both of them. But against zombies, because you're talking about zombies specifically, yes, I would probably choose the Dark Pack first, because he'll probably survive a lot longer. Then again, I mean, you're assuming the Necromancer can deal with the flyer, but, you know, we're assuming that they're going to get attacked or guarding or something like that. Yeah, I mean, Dark Pack versus Blood Demon, I actually like them both equal, and, like, I've had this debate between which one's better for a long time, and I always find another reason why I like the other one over the other one. It's really situational, I think. That being said, I love Dark Pack Slayer. And I really think Mageddon is just kind of just above the other one, I guess. I like both. Personally, more of a fan of Blood Demon. I often have both in the book. Yeah, I usually have both in the book. Hale's basically saying I run both, but he likes Blood Demon more. You can say the same about the DPS when you make him a Blood Reaper. He would have Bloodthirster. Yeah, and then Piercing 3. That's totally fair. I suppose I just... I guess when it comes to flyers, I don't mind. Or let me rephrase it. I don't mind that he gets that because he is flying, and you don't feel like wasted in a lot of ways. Okay, so Keejchen's gonna choose just to do a minor heal, and he's just looking to survive. Jacksmack gonna lay on the curse, and then he's gonna. Oh, Keejchen's gonna enchant himself. Let's see if something gets revealed here. And nothing's going to get revealed. Blood Demon, or I'm sorry, Mageddon rolls a little bit low. He rolls 5 damage, inflicting 2 total. And nothing gets revealed here. Bimshala is going to activate, putting Keejchen down to 21. This is a really nice round for Keejchen here. Because he's kind of saying, okay, I'm going to survive. So, let's see what happens. So Mana Worm is going to go after Jack. And it does inflict 1 damage, but smart Jack, he just went no, and then spent all his mana so he doesn't lose any mana from the Mana Worm. Jack's going to pass. I don't think he... Oh, no, he has 2. Yeah. What am I saying? This is a smart move. Gremlin going after the mage. This is just something that he should be doing. Gremlin rolling 0. Oh, no. I guess Gremlin was like spent all his energy convincing the Battleforge guy that he should quit his job because he doesn't have any strength left. Jacksmack's going to go after his mana worm. This is a really smart choice. Usually the worm can take two attacks before it dies, and it looks like that's going to stay true. Taking 4 damage. And Keejchen's going to say, "Okay, I'm walking away from you, man. I don't want to mess with this anymore." He's going to enchant himself. I'm sorry, that was a curse that was put on. I said something should be revealed. Jacksmack cursed him, and then it looks like Keejchen's going to enchant himself. Sorry, I'm talking really fast here. And that's going to be the end of the round. So let's see what curses get revealed here. 12 mana on the gate. Man, that's so much. I would like to see probably a Gorgon, but at this point in time, the Gorgon would get killed. That might buy him time that he needs to recover. A Hydra or a Jelly would be an alternate. You might see a Rise again against this guy. Just because more creatures in the field isn't bad. Okay. So he should be taking 1 damage. Right? Because he regenerated 2, lost 1, took 2 damage. Yep. Okay, so we're all good. So Keejchen's at 22 damage. Jack's at 0 because of that Theft of Life. Doing some work. Man, I'm really impressed with Jack's wizard. Jack's Araxian Crown. I'm going to talk slower. Keejchen's not going to put on a shield. It is his initiative. So if Jack has another teleport, that could actually be super dangerous. And of course, he did use that 1 heal spell. It's in his discard. Does he have any more is a big question. And he is going to put a card in the gate. And let's go back to talking about Blood Demon versus Dark Pact Slayer for a second. Let's see what the chat's saying. So, yeah, basically Piercing 3, he'll have Bloodthirsty because of Blood Reaper. More dice syncs very nice with the Vampirism. More damage, more healing. 1 armor, 11 health. That's the biggest problem with Blood Demon. But he's flying, so the attack spells are needed in that. In my experience, he's very durable. I've used Bold Endurance on him. He can survive and heal it off. Yeah, you know, it's... You guys are speaking the exact debate that I've had with Dark Pact and Blood Demon in the past. And that is, the Dark Pact just survives. He's just hardier, but the flying makes them waste more mana and spellbooks on the Blood Demon. So it's kind of that weird trade-off. And yeah, I like it. I will say that I do like Bloodlust more on the Blood Demon because of Vampirism. And just because the way that Vampirism is costed in the game, I feel like the extra 2 and the Piercing 1 you get out of it. Because what he has? Piercing 2 then, I think. I think he has Piercing 2 then. Is really nice. It's basically like one of those... The Blood Demon turns into a creature that he either like is at 0 damage or he's dead, which is pretty cool. Granted, the Dark Pact Slayer, still a good creature. He just can't heal himself that way. He just takes a little bit longer to kill, and you usually don't see people waste attack spells on him. So usually he gets that more damage out. So it's kind of like what game are you trying to play? I think between the two creatures. Which if you cast them both, you're playing both games. I guess you can't Blood Reaper them both. But yeah, that's totally a form thread all the way to choose. All right. Drokar's to throw something in the mix. Drokar is one of those other creatures that I feel like should be talked about in this, because right now I'm kind of viewing a sort of Mageddon, Darkpack Slayer, or Drokar kind of choice, and I like the Mageddon the most, I think, but of course you can't Blood Deeper Demon him. Okay, anyway, going back to the actual game, we do see the Gorgon Archer come out. So the reason why Keejchen chose not to do Voltaic Shield is because he cast the Gorgon Archer. Mageddon is going to go. He's either going to go, okay, I need to move up and kill the Gorgon, which is going to give Keejchen all the time he needs, including the Jack going in there. Or he's going to go down and attack the Wizard, which I think is the better play. Because I think it. Well, he can't double move, can he? I don't know. This is a double down kind of situation. I'm really curious to see what happens here. Does he want to, as I said, double down and try to sort of move one, quick cast shenanigans here, or does he just play the safe bet, kill the Gorgon Archer, and hope that Keejchen can not deal with these curses? By the way, the Mage Bane getting revealed on Keejchen, really smart move here. I'm starting to think this Gremlin might have been able to take out some of these Ward Stones. And it looks like we're going to see Keejchen just double move. This is kind of going to set the tone. I think everyone's going after this Gorgon now. This is a really tense moment. Ah. Okay, so he's going to choose to attack the Mana Worm. I have to say, I am deeply saddened that we couldn't see a zombie Mana Worm, but nevertheless, killing the Mana Worm I think is a good choice here. You don't want to be losing that mana every round. By the way, killing the Mana Worm, making it a zombie, and then attacking his own creatures to drain the Wizard of mana would have been pretty funny. The Gremlin's going to just keep trying to do some sort of damage. I think it's kind of unfortunate because every time he deals some damage, Theft of Life activates. A little sad there. I'd love to see him attacking these things, but I think it was just kind of this is where the Gremlin ended up. Yep, and he's going to attack this guy. And he got some nice damage. He got 4 damage out there. That's pretty sweet. And nope, Mageddon's not playing this game. He's just going to double move and he's going to say, I'm going after you. Interesting note, he's out of range of this archer now. So that creates all sorts of weird shenanigans now. And this is kind of the next... Oop, and we're going to see the spell go down. Let's see, he's going to... Man, that Arcane Ring is really doing work there. What is he targeting? All of his mana. He's going after Theft of Life. Theft of Life. Maybe. Nope. Oop. Okay. Mage Bane. Alright, let me just see what he did here. So he paid 4 mana. Plus 20. So he paid 8 mana. And 2 mana. And that should be a total of... Yeah, okay, cool. And I'll have to take damage from that. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he paid 4 here. Paid 8 here. Paid 2 here. So that's 10, right? Yeah, so because of the Arcane Ring, he should have paid 8 out of his thing. Cool. And he did take a damage. Yep, there it is. Okay, cool. That's the end of the round. So he is going to still take a damage because of Theft of Life. So basically, he's going to take 2 damage, prevent 1 healing, heal 1. And so I could see this game actually, because of Voltaic Shield, it probably won't wrap up, but it is possible for Drokar to, because it is Jack's initiative, move in, deal some damage, then Jack to move down 1, and Fireball. Would that close it? I'm pretty sure that, because of Voltaic Shield, it won't close it, but it'll be really close. Interesting to note that this Gorgon, unfortunately, won't really be able to damage anything. I guess he can go after the mage, but I don't think the mage is going to be a melee attacking anything. And now we're going to see a shield here. Yep, yeah, shield. Okay, very nice. Man, this is just an action-packed game. I'm really liking the curse game that we're seeing out of Jacksmack. This is well done. And all right, well, while they're planning, let's talk more about demons. Yeah, it's really tough to actually. I don't think I was speaking right when I was saying that you really put Drokar in the realm of Blood Demon and Dark Pack. It's he is a secondary creature. Like, you don't lead with him like you lead with Dark Pack or Blood Demon. You kind of just you cast him as a like I guess okay. Let me rephrase this. Mageddon, Dark Pack Slayer. I love having in the front, and then a Drokar behind him with the secondary stuff. Like, you put all the focus on the 2 front creatures, and Blood Demon, I actually don't like having him in the front necessarily, unless it's under the right circumstance. Otherwise, I'd probably just choose Dark Pack Slayer. But, like, in terms of Drokar getting utility, he's like that creature you cast 3rd or 4th. I guess even 2nd. Jacksmack saying he can't believe he refuses to play with Deathlock. So, like, the big advantage, of course, is Chant of Rage. So you Chant of Rage something, you guard with Mageddon, they run after him, attack him, and I know a lot of people don't like running it, but block or reverse attack, those are all great little moves that you can do so that you can force that attack, force it back at them, and then grapple them so that they can't attack other things, and then you can sort of just swarm in and kill it. It's not necessarily like something you do every game, but it's a tactic you do against certain types of books. That being said, I don't think Drokar necessarily works in every book, that being said. But I do think Dark Pack Slayer and Blood Demon, in terms of Warlocks I'm talking here, they could have a place in most books, I think, for Warlocks. But moving on back to the game. There's no deployment for Jack, and there was not enough stuff in the gate to deploy there. So it's going to be Jack's initiative here. Keejchen's at 23 damage out of 32, so 9 damage is not a lot. The Elemental Cloak goes down. I actually really like this play right now. It means he can't be sniped by a Fireball necessarily. Still can be, it's just not as bad. Spells like Acid Ball or Rust wouldn't be bad to play right now. Ooh, we're going to see the block-in move from Keejchen. This is a really cool move, just because now the wizard has to spend a spellbook point if they want to get away. Or 2. It's like 1, 2, or teleport. Or teleport, whatever. And it looks like, yeah, we're going to see Keejchen's going to choose just to try to get away because this is action, and we saw Jack move down. And he's going to just put on the boots. And does he give himself armor? What's he going to do with that? Hannibin. Going up to 3 armor, by the way. If he chooses armor, and he blocks 2 attacks, is worth 2 damage. If he gets attacked 0 times, he gets nothing out of it. But if he gets attacked once, he'll probably get 1. So this is an interesting move because if he chooses to heal, he's saying, I'm probably not going to get attacked this turn. Or I'm just going to get attacked once this turn. It's one of those things. So, I mean, healing versus the armor, you're not necessarily guaranteed to get the healing out of getting, or to block 1 damage with the armor. So he said the healing's the best because I don't think he can hit me twice. Which is true. Yeah, he's just going to get hit once really hard. Which he has Voltaic Shield and 3 armor. With the Piercing 1, so basically 2 armor against the 7 dice attack minus 3 damage. So he shouldn't be taking too much damage here. Looks like he's going to take 1 damage. And wow, another teleport. Getting used for that. Again, he spent 3 mana and he got a 7 dice Piercing 1 attack. I don't think that was necessarily bad. And the Gorgon Archer is now in position to lay on the weaks. The Theft of Life is going to heal Jack another 1, and Keejchen's going to take another 1 on top of that. And this is going to be an interesting next round here. It is Keejchen's initiative, and I do think it should be noted that that really does matter right now in terms of when he gets hit by things and how he's going to deal with it. So, going back to demons, because I know you guys love talking about demons. I think we talked enough about those higher level guys. Let's talk about a really cool demon that I don't think has been explored enough, necessarily. Just because, like, he was considered, like, really bad. And that is the Infernian Scourger. It's a level 2 guy. You know, he does his 3 dice, Piercing 1, Counter-Strike. Because of the Warlock Academy, you now have a minor creature Vampiric trait, Sanguine Thirst, and it costs 3 mana to do it for Vampiric now, and 1 spellbook point. So, some interesting things you can kind of do is make him a Blood Reaper, putting him up to 5 dice. And you can give him Sanguine Thirst, and then give him a Gator Toughness, putting him up to 2 armor. Or I guess you could do Demonic Plus on top of that if you want 3 enchantments. But basically he's rolling then, 5 dice, Piercing 1, Counter-Strike, and when you're versing something like, Falcon Swarms, I mean, even Timberwolf Swarms, things like that, every single Counter-Strike, you're activating Vampiric. And it's only costing you, not that much to get that sort of thing. And I say Gator Toughness, by the way, because he gains an arm, he gains 2 life. And gaining life just helps Vampiric a ton. And you can have a sort of hardy little creature that used to be terrible, but now with Warlock Academy, I think has some potential. Like, I don't think it's good against, like, this Mageddon here is rolling crazy damage. But I think against level 2s or lower, you could actually have a pretty decent fighter there. And again, because he has the Blood Reaper, you're of course healing 2 off of him too. So you get a little bit of extra stuff. Costs a little bit of mana, but I don't know, Sanguine Thirst is really cool. I mean, obviously, the Infernian Scourger, but the Afflicted Demon, I think, is probably another good choice that should be noted. Because Afflicted Demon is probably my favorite demon right now. Anyway, we're going back to the game. Just something to think about if you guys are listening. I haven't tried it out, so we'll see what happens in the future if Infernian Scourger is ever going to be more usable. Kita's just going to nope out of here. Casting teleport, spending 6 mana. This is a really smart move. He's basically saying, do you have another teleport? Because, man, you have a ton of teleports. Taking 3 teleports is a ton for a mage nowadays. He's going to quick cast. And what are we going to see here? Acid Ball. Okay. Interesting choice, because he's probably not going to... Oh, no, he rolled a 1. Interesting choice here, though, because he just... He's probably not going to get hit this round. I guess he could get fireballed, which, you know, he's did some damage. And it did take care of his Voltaic Shield, so now he's only at 2 armor. Granted, a fireball would have flame -2. I don't know if I like that idea. I guess it could be a boulder too or something. And Hand of Bimshala is immediately going to heal Keejchen because Keejchen knows how close he is to death. And Keejchen's just going to get out of there. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with the double move here. I think he should have stayed in range of this Gorgon Archer. Maybe he was afraid of Mageddon getting in range of Gorgon Archer. Regardless, we're probably going to see some weaks happen here. And, or not. You know, just nothing will happen with Gorgon Archer. Wow, who says this creature's good? Jeez. And we're going to see Jack just sort of try to corner Keejchen here. We're just seeing, like, a catch the mage strategy here. Enfeeble is kind of a spell that comes to mind, by the way, here. And he's going to do 3 damage. Okay. Well, he's laying on some damage on Jack. I still think that this Gremlin going after the Ward Stones might be the better option. Just because that Theft of Life is just kind of like not sticking for anything. And Keejchen's not gaining mana. He's taking little bits of damage every round. And he's trying to keep up with Bim. It's kind of working. I don't know. I just feel like this is like the slow, inevitable death unless Keejchen changes around what he's doing. I don't agree with most of what Keejchen's running from the chat. Most of Keejchen's running, not his cards, like him actually literally running. Yeah, I mean, running is always a weird thing in Mage Wars because it can win you games sometimes, but most of the time you're just kind of gonna lose, because all you're doing is just saying, "All right, you can't get me right now." Keejchen's gonna activate his shield, but that being said, I mean, he does have a bunch of creatures in the field, so it's not necessarily terrible. I mean, I think he'd be dead now if he wasn't doing what he's doing. But at the same time, I'm like, buh. Is that a sword being rotted as well? On Ghoul-Rot? I've never noticed that before. Huh. Got like a Knight of Westlock just totally rotting. Turning into a little ghoul. Should have more ghouls in this game. So yeah, I mean, Afflicted Demon, of course, is the other creature to note when it comes to, you know, Blood Reaper and stuff like that. Just because he, you know, like if you battle, or if you, yeah, if you Battle Fury him, you can get two weeks on something immediately, or 2 weeks, you know, between 2 creatures. And with Sanguine Thirst, you know, he's rolling an extra 2 dice, and then with Blood Reaper, he's rolling 2 more. So after the weeks, he's rolling 9 dice, piercing 1. Vampiric if you do Sanguine Thirst. And that's just, you know, 2 enchantments on a Blood Reaper. And that can get pretty crazy for a level 2. I kind of like the Infernian Scourger more because it's just neat. And from the chat, Jack just needs to drop a wall. Yeah, a wall would be useful here. With 2 teleports in his discard already, I'm kind of questioning if he has a wall. Like, it's hard to tell what's in your book, but he might have more acid balls or something like that. Like, he might just be trying to play the inevitable, like, I'll get you someday. And Keejchen's going to cast a spell. An enchantment. How enchanting. Yeah, Keejchen's going to... Jacksmack's going to move to the right one, and we're going to see another spell go down. Let's see if a Nullify gets revealed. This could be an Enfeeble, or it could be a Chains of Agony. Nope, it's a Nullify. So let's see what it is. And it was the Enfeeble. That was So if he probably doesn't have a wall if he chose to do Enfeeble this round. But I like this Enfeeble a lot. It basically means he couldn't run. And Jack's going to reveal a Poison Blood. So he used the Enfeeble first because he said if you had a Nullify, I would rather get the Poison Blood down. Didn't expect him to have another Poison Blood, interesting enough. But regardless, the Poison Blood's on him now. And Keejchen's going to spend his action, moving to the right, getting super out of range. And then he's going to attempt to get rid of Poison Blood and realize he can't because of this guy. Jack is just like, just let me kill you. So instead we're going to see a double move out of Keejchen. Man, that's super tricky. He's going to take he's going to take 2 damage during upkeep instead of the 1. And again, just going to say, okay, I'm going to guard. And I would love to see this Gremlin move down here. Yeah, do it. Just needs to get 4 damage through. Granted, it has 4 armor, so I mean he got 1. He's basically crossing his fingers and hoping for the best with this. Gorgon is going to move into position. These center zones are perfect for Gorgon because you can hit the most amount of stuff. And right now, Keejchen does need to get back here and just sort of play defense if he's hoping to win here. These games. Oh, these games. I actually really like Keejchen's play here. It's just he just got himself in an unfortunate situation. Yeah, I'm done talking about demons. I don't know if any of you guys want to talk about any of them, but otherwise I'm just gonna. Alright, so the Poison Blood got discarded. That Enchanter's Wardstone is really doing a lot of good work here. And he's going to cast Cure. Great play by him. This does 2 things for him. Gets rid of that Corrode. So, theoretically, every single time he gets hit, it's paying for more. He's going to get 2 healing out of it. 2 healing, and then 1 of that going over to the Jack, because he rolled 3 dice. So Theft of Life does transfer over. And then he's going to be able to BIM for another one. And this is the road to recovery for Keejchen. And Jack's just had a ton of mana now. He doesn't care. He can do whatever he wants. This is why you take a drama look at the end of the game. We're going to see an enchantment go down. Maged, that could be a bunch of stuff. I guess he doesn't want to do that. Nope. He says oops. What are you oopsing? What did you oops? Oh, okay, cool. So, I mean, I guess the Gorgon, I would actually say the best choice would be to attack that Mageddon, because if you could reduce him down to 3 or more dice, or less dice, I should say, you essentially can just ignore Mageddon the rest of the game. He basically becomes a glorified guard at that point. Or getting rid of your Voltaic Shield, but, you know. And I don't like this play by the Gremlin. I think he should... Nope. Okay. Nope. He's not going to do it. Okay, so the Gorgon Archers is going to attack this Mageddon. He's hoping to get those weaks out. Really, the damage is nice, but you just want the weaks. And he gets a weak up. So, I mean, each week you do is just, you know, that much more that's being taken away from him. And teleport. Teleport's going down. So he's going to spend 9 mana, putting him over here. And he's going to roll 1 less die. I did not expect a 3rd teleport. And he reveals Falcon Precision. I have no idea why he has Falcon Precision on, but okay. That week already doing some work, rolling 1 less die. And he's going to get 2 damage through. Super unfortunate roll. But it is what it is. So that's super unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. But I don't know why he revealed. I guess he was thinking of going after the gremlin. And this Manworm is going to attack the Mageddon. That is going to cause Jack to lose a mana. And I don't think that automates. I'll have to check and make sure. Yep, there it is. So, already doing some stuff there. That's why Manworm rocks, is he kind of just pays for himself over time. And I really think that this Gremlin should keep working in the Wardstone. So we saw 3 teleports out of Jacksmack so far. That's crazy, man. He just, like, homing missile all the way. Gremlin's going to attack the... well, like, he gets 3 damage through and 3 dice. That's pretty good, actually. Putting Jack up to 6. I mean, I will say that Jack is slowly taking more damage because that Gremlin is attacking him, so... You know, it is doing something. And we're going to go on to the next phase. So basically he's going to take 2 damage. He's going to heal 2, but one of the healing is prevented, and it's going to go to Jack. So he's going to take a total of 1 damage. And so it'll be at, what, 24, I think? It's still super dangerous. I'm wondering if Keejchen has a... Alright, from the chat, I'm wondering if Keejchen has a plan to win. Yeah, I mean... He's reacting to what's happening on the field right now. And I think his plan to win had a lot more involvement of creatures hitting stuff. But I have seen this a lot out of Mageddon games, where the opponents kind of retreat, and they just keep retreating. In the whole game... You know, the person that's retreating is just kind of like sweating it because he doesn't know what to do this, because he knows he's going to lose if he directly deals with it. And I'm guessing he has jellies and archers and stuff, and that's probably his plan to win. But then again, we don't know. But I mean, he has creatures in the field. It's just he's got to deal with it. Start this round out. And it is going to be Jack's initiative, and he's going to forego the first quick. He has 13 mana. Voltaic Shield is activated for Keejchen. And he's gonna teleport this Mageddon out. Cool move. This could buy him some time. 6 mana if you prevent, whatever damage it is. And this Gorgon can do some damage to this Mageddon a little bit more. I don't think he's thinking if I kill him. I think he just wants to lay this weak sun. But again, if he happened to kill him, I don't think anyone's going to complain. That being said, the Wall of Fire is coming out for Jacksmack. And we're going to see a Force Push, paying 6 mana, to go through. It's going to roll 3 dice, because of the Elemental Cloak. And it gets 0 damage and a burn. Doesn't even go to the Voltaic Shield, unfortunately. I think this is kind of why Wall of Fire, a lot of people stopped using it, just because literally everyone started taking Dragon Scale and Elemental. I kind of wonder if Wall of Fire is more useful now. And it's going to be Keejchen's turn. He's actually going to go with the Wizard first. That's a tough choice. Just getting out of range of this wall of fire is one thing, but I don't know if the Gorgon should have hit him first. Because now we're going to see a double move, and this Gorgon Archer is going to sit here and just be kind of sad. Because he can't shoot anything. Gorgon Archer not being able to shoot stuff is just depressing. Instead, he's got to claw stuff. And this is getting really dangerous. I don't think we'll see a Ring of Fire. Or not Ring of Fire. Yeah, Ring of Fire. I don't think we'll see it, but that's the first thing I would think of when seeing something like this. Again, I still think that Gremlin should be going after this Ward Stone, but, you know, he wants to land some damage, and I understand why. Gorgon's going to choose to shoot the Ward Stone. That's actually pretty cool. Nope. Gorgon's going to choose to walk. Slither, if you will. Because that's what Gorgon does. I don't think it's a bad move. Just getting in range. It's going to be Keejchen's initiative. So he'll get a shot off. And, you know, if he does get a week, if he gets 2 weeks, the weekend's pretty much pampered. But getting a week down is fine. Alright, we're going to the next upkeep phase. And let's talk about some stuff from the chat. Sharkbait, I like Mageddon better in a Drownlick. I could totally see that. The Blood Reaper is something that I think combos better with non-Mageddon books. That being said, I actually like Mageddon a lot. A Blood Reaper Slayer with buffs and Vampiric is the ultimate weapon from Schwingat. Yeah, we were actually talking about Blood Reaper Slayer versus Blood Demon. And yeah, I totally know what you're saying. It's an awesome creature. The best reason for Mageddon here is elusive. Yep, from Shark. Gremlins can't guard and the worm dies fast. I think at this point in time, these worms and gremlins can do whatever the hell they want because they're not going to get killed. Although, that being said, I still would love to see vampire gremlins and vampire mana worms. Yeah. So, we're in a weird state still. So, Wall of Fire, basically he spent 7 mana and 6 mana for a total of 13 to get a 3-dice attack. It did 0 damage, and the burn happened, but it didn't do any damage, sadly. And then he had the chance for Mageddon to go in, but then he didn't. It got him away from the gate. Like, this is one of those, like, in hindsight, it wasn't necessarily the best move, but I don't know if I would have done this move in the first place. I kind of get it, I kind of don't. I actually think Wall of Thorns probably would have been better, to be honest. It's the same swag points, same mana cost for the Force Push, and I think it's 1 cheaper mana-wise. But the potential dice was just so much higher. Because, you know, 3 dice versus, what is it, 5 times of 2 each. So the Voltaic Shield doesn't counter 1. And granted, you're up against 3 armor, so you just counter crits, but that's weird. From the chat, Jacksmack should dispel the cloak and hit with the lash and Mageddon, and that should be enough. Yeah, you know, here's the thing. Keejchen's been slowly taking more damage. Like, he takes 1 every round, maybe 2. And it's gonna catch up to him. And he just can't find the mana to survive. And it's just like inching towards Jack. It's creeping towards it. And I totally think Jack has a great chance of winning. I actually don't really see how Keejchen's going to win this right now. I just don't see it. That being said, it is Keejchen's initiative. So, you know, a bunch of stuff could happen here with his actions that could save him a little bit longer. And, by the way, this is a very Keejchen play. Like, in some of the other games in the ADMW, if you watch him with, like, the Druid, it's very normal to see him on the sort of defensive like this. Yet, it seems like he always comes out on top. It's a really interesting kind of game to watch. That being said, Jack is also always come on top. That's why we're in one of the final matches. Okay, so we're going to see the Gorgon Archer. Oh, man. It gets 2 weeks. And again, the damage I don't think is really what Keejchen was looking for. It was those weeks, and he just got 2 more out of him, meaning that this dude is now just rolling 3 dice, piercing 1. But the acid ball coming out for Jacksmack, that's going to be important. Getting the 2 corrodes out, that's going to put him down to 1 armor. So piercing 1 with the 3 dice, that's actually pretty significant. If he could take out that Voltaic shield, then this lash is actually going to be dealing, what, 4 dice? So, you know, that's pretty good against 2 armor. By the way, Keejchen did heal with the hand of him. And it looks like he's going to choose to actually lash him. And again, he's going to roll 4 dice because of the -2. And he's going to get 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay, and the brace yourself gets revealed. That's going to be 2 damage going through. That 2 damage getting absorbed by the Voltaic shield. He gets a burn, and that's what matters. Because you got to burn him. That being said, this Magen now. Magen's probably going to get 1, maybe 2 damage, so we're going to see Keejchen just have a net of maybe 1 damage, maybe 2. During upkeep, he might go up to like 28, depending on how that Magen rolls. Mana's out of the gate, by the way. It is going to be Jack's initiative next round, so that could matter. And we see the Dispel come down. He only has 11 mana to work with. Okay, he's going to take care of the... Oh, no, he's going to switch. Are we going to see some healing? No, we're not going to see some healing. We're going to see a Teleport Wand. Okay, so that means that he just saved himself another few damage. And he's probably just... Okay, he can't... Oh, yeah, he's elusive. Duh. I'm actually interested... So he didn't attack this guy because he didn't want Bloodthirsty to work against him. So that's why he double moved. I don't think that was a bad choice. Magen is deciding if he wants to be active or not after running. And, yeah, that Gremlin's just kind of going for Mageddon's face there. And in my experience, when you go after Mageddon, you can just kind of die. And he's going to try to go after this mana supply. He does get that 1 mana drain, 1 damage. Putting Mageddon up to 10 out of 13. Losing Mageddon actually isn't the end of the game for Jack, though. Not at this point, especially with especially with those weeks. Excuse me. I need some water. Just so Schwengot's saying he probably should have Poison Blood. He's already used 3 Poison Bloods and a Theft of Life. It's possible he's out of it. And we did see Jack mention earlier that he regrets refusing to play with Deathlock. So he probably doesn't have a Deathlock in the book then. But yeah, I mean, dealing with the Voltaic Shield and the Elemental Cloak is so brutal if you're just saying, I'm only going fire. And we don't even see the Fire Shaper Ring to help cancel out some of this Flame Minus. Instead, we saw the Gauntlets of Strength, so a little unfortunate there. But, you know, sometimes you have to make sacrifices. The Gorgon Archer should probably attack them again, although I kind of see that get wasted. Just because the 4 dice, you're looking for 3 damage. I guess he could do it with the Gremlin and then Arcane Zap, if it doesn't kill him. But, like, either way, this Magen isn't necessarily going to be easy to bring down really quickly. It's probably going to get an attack off. If it gets the attack off, I think the Gorgon should attack Jacksmack's Mage. There's a bunch of moving parts that's going on right now in this turn, and I feel like this turn, the game could be over with Keejchen losing, or it could be a tipping point for Keejchen to start getting a more of a recovery mode. Regardless, this match is actually pretty cool. Keejchen says he's done planning. Jack's not done yet, so just waiting on Jack there. Just so everyone knows... Oh, is he going to be done? Just so everyone knows, this is what's going on in our brackets right now. We got Keejchen versus Jack, and that's going to be whoever advances going to the finals for the championship match. This is actually a semifinals match right now. And then we have NT versus Park Deck. I think they're planning on playing next week. And Theazarus versus Palik, pretty sure one of them got sick, so I'm hoping that they get to play next week as well. And then we got 2 more games, and then we're going to see what's going to happen there. This is actually a pretty cool bracket right now. I'm really liking where we're at. Yeah, if anyone hasn't seen the Sharkbait versus Palik match, it's a really cool match. And Jack is taking his time to play, and I don't blame him. This is a bunch of hard decisions right now. Yep, and we're moving on. Okay, so first quick cast, Jack is going to pass. He's looking to get that double hit, whatever it is. And Keejchen's saying, okay, I will just teleport myself. And the defensive teleport, very cool. And this wand has not been answered this whole game. And he's had this out for, for a long time now. And it's been super useful. He's going to cast a Force Push. Interesting. Hoping to rely on this. I think he's planning... well, I mean, I guess he can't use an attack spell. So if he takes care of the Voltaic Shield, great. If it doesn't, oh well. Regardless, he's going to be rolling 4 dice. He does get 1 damage through, so that's going to... 2 damage through. Because the Corrode. And the Voltaic Shield just absorbs that. And this is going to open up Keejchen to be able to do a bunch of stuff really rapidly here. I think this is the time that you should probably see... Probably the Gorgon should attack the Warlock, although I think either choice is fine. And let's just see what Keejchen does here. He's gonna use the Hand of Bim and recover 1 life. And he's gonna try to sap Jack's mana a little bit more with this Mana Worm. Mana Worm, by the way, has been sucking up that mana. He's basically almost free at this point. We gotta put 1 mana in here. That being said, he does 0 damage, so he doesn't do anything. Looks like, yeah, and this is the Gorgon's now going to have to attack this guy. So basically, the Warlock is just saying, okay, I don't want to get weak, so he enchants himself. This could be a Bear Strength. This could be a Vampirism, Cheetah Speed. It could be a ton of stuff. Probably not Cheetah Speed. Akira's Favor wouldn't be bad. My guess is it's a Bear Strength. My guess. And we're just going to kind of see a bunch of stuff happen here. Gorgon Archer's going to go after them again. That's a good move. He's hoping for those crits. If not, the Weeks will do just fine. He does get 1 more crit and 2 damage, putting him 1 away from Mageddon. And this Mageddon is all but neutered at this point. Let's see. He is going to spend a mana making this Gremlin fast, and he's hoping for that 1 crit. I think this is a fine play. He gets 0 damage. Doesn't even get absorbed by armor. Just, he gets 0. Probably because the teleporting is weird. I'm going with that. And I've got this Gremlin here. I should probably just run 2. Probably right here. And I think that this Gate of Voltari needs a mana on it. Or 2. And, yeah, so Mageddon is going to get Arcane zapped. This is one of the strengths of the Wizard, of course. He gets the critical that he needed, and Mageddon's gone. And so now we're dealing with a solo mage with a bunch of creatures. This should have 6 on it, I believe. And not looking good for Jack here. Although that burn did 2 more damage. He's at 5 damage from death. That's super dangerous. And of course the regrowth belt still counteracting the ghoul rot. He's rotting and regenerating at the same time. It's like Wolverine in the last Logan movie, which is such a sad movie if anyone ever saw it. Um, I really like Logan, by the way. In terms of like X-Men movies, I generally like. I generally think they're getting better as we're seeing more X-Men come out. But I think Logan just like took it to a whole new level of film. For that, let's go to the chat here. Schwengat, the siphon's really ruining the day of the Warlock. That's so true, and you know it's been way more than 12 mana that he's lost out of it. Shark saying this is the way the cookie's gonna crumble. Also, why did Keejchen choose to zap instead of punch? I agree with you. Punching is awesome. I punch with the wizard all the time, and it rocks. Actually, one of my favorite things to do is to steal enchantment bear strength, just so my punch gets better and your punch gets worse. Same amount of spell points, double action. Granted, you lose your main action versus quick, but it's a fun little move because it seems like everybody runs some sort of bear strength. And I think this should have 6 on it. Cool. Didn't see him at it, just thought I'd let him know. And we're going to see the rain cloud come out for Keejchen. Just kind of saying you're not going to hit me with your nonsense. I actually really like this play a lot. The rain cloud is going to give him another flame -2. It's going to give him an acid -2, so the acid ball tactic isn't going to work as well. He's going to be able to remove that burn, and he's going to be able to remove that corrode in time. Eventually. So that's actually a really cool play. It gives him regenerate 1's not really that useful, but at this point in time, like, boom, this kind of just ensures his defensive style. The Hand of Bimshal is going to heal him 1. That worm is going to go in, deal 2 damage and 1 mana damage as well, which is always really nice there. And Jack has a choice. He can either go into this rain cloud and get hit by the Gorgon Archer, or stand here with his 10 mana and really decide what he's going to do. I guess a teleport would be decent, or a force push. That would be okay to do that. We're going to see the lesser teleport. So it looks like he's going to go in to try and kill that wizard. And the bear strength is revealed. He wants to do this. It's arguably better if he just melee attacks at this point, because that fire attack just isn't going to work. And let's just see what he does here. Yep, basic melee attack. He's going to be rolling 7 dice. He gets 9 normal. 3 of those are going to get absorbed by the Voltaic Shield, and 5 is going to go through. So that's 31 out of 32 for Keejchen. Keejchen has to figure out how he's going to survive this. This is going to be super brutal. And just to note, it is actually Jack's initiative next round, so he needs some sort of healing right now, and I don't think he has it. Okay, Gorgon is going to do the poison bow attack. It does get a weak and 4 damage through. That's not bad. Sweet, sweet little play. He's playing, like, in the zone right now. Just, like, super focused, wanting to take care of it right now. I'm super curious to see how this works out. Keejchen does have 4 mana and his main action, so he could move 1, teleport 1. I don't know if that's going to help him necessarily, but it could. And, wow, this Gremlin actually got 5 damage through. That's actually pretty good. But, I mean, Keejchen's only at 1 damage from death. Oh, I think this might be Keejchen's demise here. So the burn is on. The burn is on the wizard. So he can choose to remove the burn before it gets rolled, which means that he won't die to the burn, and the regrowth belt is going to cancel out the ghoul rot. Yeah, he has a burn. So then he'll be stuck at 1 damage left from death. And to be honest, if Jack has some sort of siphon life or drain, like, that would be how you finish this. Is he going to pay a mana? He's going to move down 1. He's going to pay a mana, move this down 1. Is he going to... Does he have a wall? He spends 3 mana. It's not a wall. Is it mend? No, it's enchantment. Okay. Okay, and so this is an enchantment here, and this is a super scary moment. Oh my goodness. So, glancing blow, brace yourself, reverse attack, those are all be good choices right now. Probably glancing blow will be the best. Keejchen's going to remove that burn, by the way, before the upkeep, because he doesn't want it to happen automatically and the scripts just die. It's purely an octagon thing. Super ridiculous. And this enchantment could save his life or ruin his life. I don't know. He's going to want to activate that Voltaic Shield. He's still at 2 corrode. Was he going to suffer the ghoul rot first? I hope that doesn't mess up the scripts. So Fireball or something like that would be not good because it's -4. Explode would actually be pretty fun right here. I would like to see either Acid Ball, Hurl Rock, Siphon Life, Drain Life. Something like that. That's what I'd like to see right now. Which for a Dark Mage, that's not unfeasible. And Keejchen is going to activate his Voltaic Shield. A very good choice. Oh man, and if Jacksmack doesn't kill him during this first quick cast, it's possible we might just see a teleport kind of happen and him just try to recover that way. As long as he's taken more weeks, it's going to be problematic. Yeah, Explode would be awesome. Shark says Explode would be awesome if it wasn't for Cloud. That is true. I mean, at least it does 2 less. So you're rolling, 2 damage, or 2 dice? So it's not great. I guess double Wall of Thorns. He doesn't have the mana for it. Ooh. Man, this is tough. Yeah, he just needs to hope that Glancing Blow is, or whatever is on him, is going to be what works. And Brace Yourself, of course, is a good one. That melee, though, is what he also has to look out for. Because if he can't deal with that after that quick cast, he might just be dead there. Blue Gremlin getting revealed for free. Can't complain about a free Blue Gremlin. Alright. Here we go. Oh, he's going to pass one first quick. Alright. What does Keejchen have? This is such a tense moment. He's going to spend his quick. He's going to heal himself. Ooh, I wonder how many more of those he has. He's going to heal 4. Alright, I mean, he's not out of death's range, but he's definitely a lot more safe. So, I mean, he's at 27 out of 32. Jack's still rolling, what, 6 dice or something like that with his basic melee. And with the Voltaic Shield, it's not fun. So let's see. So he's gonna have his first attack, and then he has mana for his second attack. So let's just see what happens here. First roll, he gets two damage. 2 damage goes through. Voltaic Shield's off. He's at 29 out of 32. Alright, his quick cast, Jack's quick cast. This could be game right here. The Surging Wave! He's hoping for the wall push? He gets 1 damage through, and, no, I'm sorry, he gets 3 damage through. That's going to be game. Good game. Holy cow. Oh, man, that was so close. Really nicely played by Jack. Nicely played by Keejchen, too. He almost had it. He's so close to winning. That was a crazy game. Really nicely played by both players. Gotta give him the GG. Anyone that was joining us live, thank you so much. If you guys want to know when we do stream live, by the way, especially for that champion match, feel free to subscribe to us. Anyone that's watching on the stream, you guys rock. You guys also got to see the edited version, which doesn't have me rambling or not saying anything for extended periods of time. Super well played by Jacksmack. Man, I got to say again, I've been super impressed by your play, Jack. This whole tournament, it seems like you've been just like really showing that there's certain strategies that I didn't think would work as well, that's working out well, because you're winning. It's awesome. Jack saying he gave up 4 rounds ago. Didn't need to give up, man. You got the power over the Arcane. Anyway, good game, guys. Thanks for joining us, and take care.